No, this is what I kind of expected. Deserted little towns, some trucks, strange food. We're gonna head up to the mountains. No snow in sight yet, and I'm nearly in my t-shirt.
It's kind of crazy. We just arrived a couple hours ago to Barcelona, and we've been just driving with no direction. Oh, we have a direction. We're going to the Pyrenees, the mountain range dividing Spain and France.
The Pyrenees, I guess it represents some kind of, just as we can see here, old-fashioned, pretty laid back. But it has a strong culture of alpinists too. I guess that's why we're here to find out, really. Finding something a little bit forgotten, I would say. And something in the shadow.
Enough light to lay down underneath the stars. Listen to Papa's translations of the stories across the sky. We drew our own constellation.
Good. We actually made it to Andorra. We can finally see some snow up at the mountain tops. We're gonna meet our friend David. He's an old climber from the Pyrenees. All his family has a climbing background, and he's been working a lot. He's like working for his mountain guide course, and he lives now in Andorra. And we're supposed to meet him, and he's gonna show us around and tell us about what's it like in the mountains up here.
Now.
Hey man.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Fine. Lumi?
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Small one.
Spain and skiing sounds like a stupid idea for some, but not to us. For most, Spain is just sandy beaches, macho men, red wine and jamon. But I've heard better. There are peaks punching holes through the clouds and mountain range reaching as far as an eye can see. In the morning, David suggests that we should go and check his local resort.
Is it too much wind? At the moment, none. Do you see something you like? Pyrenees.
Yesterday when we arrived, I had no idea that we're gonna ski today. But Val Nord, Swede runs pretty easily. This time of year, I don't know how much people there is normally, but today there's just a handful. With a bit more scoping, I think we could find something like superb. What do you think?
I think it's pretty sweet. Small lines all day long. That's how I think. And now heading back down the valley to the Spanish side, deep into the mountains to a refuge close to Tavascan. Don't really know what to expect, but if we can continue this way, it would be nice. Get some more lines in, get some more skiing, good snow, good people. That's all I have to say. It's great.
It's time to move on, so we hop on David's girlfriend's Patty's car and start pushing deeper into the heart of the Pyrenees, to a small resort called Tavascan. Supposedly there is only one ski lift to access the mountains and a refuge to give some shelter for the night.
Well, we're going to Tavascan. I don't know where it is. We should arrive to Tavascan.
But you don't know where it is?
No, I don't know the way, but I hope we arrive.
So you kind of know the way, but you don't know.
I know it's in the Pyrenees and that direction. Well, the free ride Indomit, Tavascan, which is a little ski resort in the Pyrenees. There's only one lift, but apparently it's one of the most authentic resorts around here.
Like old school.
Yeah.
Proper old school.
Yeah, proper old school. One lift, one pisting machine.
So we got the car parked here in Tavascan. We're not the only ones here, although we're deep in the Pyrenees. So deep we can go. Arrived at the refuge, and then there's gonna be like some kind of a ski session tonight and tomorrow.
Can you imagine we're in Spain? I can't imagine, but this is it. This is the Pyrenees. This reminds me of the King of the Hills back in the late 90s in Sweden, Riksgränsen. The atmosphere is kind of similar, the setting is kind of similar, even though the mountains are a lot bigger, but the freestyle event this evening reminds me a lot of King of the Hills. Like back in the days, the good old King of the Hills. Oh yes, King of the Hills in Riksgränsen. For those who weren't there, it is probably good to mention that it's one of those events that gave birth to new school skiing in the late 90s. But hey, do we feel hungry after a day of outdoor activities? You know, Spain is world famous for its good food, for the tapas and pinchos, but this evening we're having something local. This is for dinner.
At least it's carcinogenic.
How is your cancer situation?
I don't know, I haven't checked.
Morning is beautiful, blue skies and white snow. At this point there is absolutely nothing better to do than dream about fresh lines and light snow. This will be a chill day in the mountains, I think. But no, Paul has something else in mind.
It seems that Paul got me somehow participating in a competition. I don't know what happened. But today we have a competition day.
So it's morning here in Tavascan. Didn't sleep very well in the refuge. A lot of people, but now after some hiking, I feel really good. We usually go and check the venue before we ski, so we can all look at it and memorize it in our heads. Choose our line that supports our skiing.
Did you find your line?
I looked yesterday. They showed some pictures from a couple of days back. I think the snow is pretty much the same. I have a couple of options, and I'm contemplating on which one that that I'm gonna shine at, I hope. Are you the oldest competitor or the youngest?
The oldest, but a lot old, more than the second old.
Twice.
1 week ago, 48, my friend. I think I'm fucking crazy. Sometimes.
The thing is that in competitions, when you check your line, if you're not the first one to hit your line, it's gonna be totally different if you're gonna be like the 3rd or the 10th one skiing the line.
So Bloomy, what is the stoke level?
Stoke level, watching my lines.
Down here?
Down there somewhere.
It's hard to find when you see the bottom, it's a bit convex. But you know your line.
Yeah, I think it's there somewhere.
That was fun.
Just breathe. Just believe. Just breathe. Just believe. Another day. Just believe. Another day. Just breathe. Another day.
It looks like Paul did it good. But me, on the other hand, I'm struggling with the ice and some rocks. But that is how it is sometimes. But in general, competing is fun once in a while, but to be honest, I like fresh snow a lot more.
So after your comp run, how was it?
It was icy. It was really icy.
My run was fine. I did my line, I stood it, but I took it kind of slow because some people went out with the helicopter before me and he had crashed in the same spot, so I took it kind of easy, but I stood it and I jumped the big cliff at the end, and it was quite tricky and icy too, but it was kind of maybe the skiing I like.
When darkness falls, it is complete. Race and the rush hour is over in Tavascan. Most of the skiers head back home and only few eager stay to enjoy the peace and quiet. It feels like there's no one else in the world except us. A perfect moment to relax and take it easy.
Refuges, there are different kinds. This is the one with the canteen and the dinner service. We are living in a dorm, which means that we're living with several other people, and we have to share the public places, the toilets and everything, and it's quite heavy for me because I'm used to losing my stuff, or not used to, but I lose my stuff a lot, and then everybody keeps their stuff everywhere, so I have a really hard time finding it in the morning, which makes me even slower what I'm usually am. But I guess refuges are, as you can see, I'm quite relaxed. There's not much to do in the evening, so you can just think about what's going on in your life and what to do tomorrow.
What can we tell you about David Sanabria? Well, first of all, He's the man. Good company, always happy and smiling. But as a skier, we want to know how he sees his backyard.
I born here in Pyrenees. My family, it's 2 generations here in Pyrenees. My daddy is a mountain guide. My mate is a climber too. My relation with the mountains, I'm a skier, I'm a climber, I live here, I'm part of Pyrenees. No? Spain is a place for climbers. It's a very famous places for climb, but not for free riding. And the people don't know about when you think in Spain, you think in bullfight and sangria. No? You don't think in free ride. But we have one line of mountains, like 400 kilometers. I think it's a nice place. When you see on your side and you don't have 20 free riders near you looking for your line, it's everything for you.
Another morning at the refuge. Since there's no one else than us here, there is no hurry to be the first on the lift. This is how it should always be like.
Tavascan is the place where we're at, or actually we drove up the small windy road up all the way to Refugee de la Pieta del Prat. That's where we are. And you're supposed to go take the lift, walk up on this ridge, find some nice lines to ski, because it looks quite north facing, which we're looking at right now. It's been quite warm, so we're gonna try to find some nice things. There's some trees lower down and some open alpine terrain here, so that's our place.
How does this area look like?
I don't know. It looks big. It's like a natural park, and this is the only road that goes up, and there's this whole stuff of emptiness. A few refuges here and there, but no roads, just mountains. Being up there and seeing it all, this place has a lot of potential.
It is time to play. David, the man from the mountains, takes us to his backyard. Since he's from around, he's the perfect guy to ski with.
Crazy snow.
Crazy snow.
It's like 20 degrees and it's 5 o'clock.
Oh yeah, it's crazy snow. Spain. Where is Spain, man?
Spain is hot. We should have known that.
Good day out means that it needs to be celebrated. We are kindly invited to share some jamon and wine with locals. Some of the best wine and meat in the world.
I'm pretty happy, yeah, we got some good skiing in. It got warm, but really nice runs, and it's kind of cool.
There is a special way of drinking wine here. This was bota.
Bota de vino.
Bota de vino, and don't put this in your mouth.
Me gustas tú, me gusta la mar, me gustas tú. ¿Qué voy a hacer? Je ne sais pas. ¿Qué voy a hacer? Je ne sais plus.
Tastes good, even better. I like this.
From the bottom. Yeah. There's a freestyle. Yeah. I'm going to do that for the Finnish people.
Yeah, look at that.
No, my God! No! ¡Qué tonto eres! ¡Qué tonto eres! ¡Qué malo has hecho, tío!
In your eye.
It should go this way, and then you drink.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I'm not used to do that.
That's how you drink here. Freestyle.
Corazón, mi corazón.
4 de la mañana.
Time spent at Tavascan is unforgettable. Good people and good memories, good snow and good times. It feels tempting to stay here for a couple more nights, but we want to go even deeper into the mountains. There is a lot more to be discovered, we think. So we drove on, passing rivers, forests, old towns built of stone. We find ourselves standing at the gate to wilderness. Well, it's no Alaska, I mean. We're still in densely populated southern Europe. But heading out and away from all the crowds and busy roads puts a smile on our faces. This is where we feel at home.
This is a valley where there's no infra. It's just like a valley for us, nearly. We're alone here. We're heading up to a refuge.
Snow is really heavy. It's making these beautiful avalanches all the time, like a river going down the slope. It's pretty fantastic. Pyrenees, or the Pyrenees, that is from Greek mythologies, a beautiful lady. That's where Pyrenees got its name from.
It's really hot, springtime, but it's better than when it's too cold. It looks amazing from here.
This winter has been exceptionally snowy here in the Pyrenees. You can see the refuge, it's completely buried. It's hot here. Not too many north-facing steep runs. We'll have to figure out what we're gonna ski here, but there is some nice mellow runs, but at the moment I think all the steep stuff is too warm.
You know this? Ron is a good friend of workers.
It's quite cool. This is what I want to do. Kind of come up here and ride all these lines that you can figure out yourselves. In a place where there's actually not that much skiers go.
Cozy and tidy and, well, it's compact. This can fit 21 in, like beds in 3 different decks. This night we're at the moment 5 only, so there's plenty of space.
Or maybe she knows something I don't. I'm so.
What do you do at the refuge
Not much,
after it's dark?
nothing.
So it's quite simple though, the food here, because the guardian, brings a lot of stuff by himself on his backpack when he comes up. So it's a lot of dry stuff, and the melted snow gives the water for what he uses. This is what we do in the evening. I guess it's early to bed after this.
There's no one, no one likes to be let down.
It snowed a bit last night, maybe 5 centimeters. Let's see how the snow is, but now we're gonna have some coffee and then we'll head to the mountains.
It's a bit tricky. It's like this refuge is at 2,300, and when you're not used to it, it's hard to get a good night's sleep. Yeah, the guardian wants to join us today. He's cool. He knows the area really well, so he's gonna help us find some good riding, I hope.
The sun is scorching and we figure it's going to be a really hot day today. Fortunately, Pepe, our guardian from the refuge, wants to share some of his secrets with us. He's planned a north-facing couloir for us to go and explore. You know, the snow on the north-facing slopes usually stays cooler, away from direct sunlight.
Paul, what do you say?
Sorry?
What do you prefer? Las Novias or the other one? You can do into the channel or outside. The both are fucking good.
Really crazy mountains on the background. I don't know if anyone has ever skied there. Really beautiful. It's starting to get warm, but I think our lines are pretty okay. They're in the shadow. Yeah, at least it's not snowing. I think it's pretty beautiful. It makes it damp, like quiet. You feel like you're in a box. So, we made it. Maybe this is our Pyrenees. Yeah, maybe now we found our mythology from the top of the mountain. It's really beautiful up here. In some points you're a bit afraid, scared, you might fall. But then when you get on top of this col, it's just perfect.
So it's you're gonna drop in? Yeah, I'm just gonna make a cut this face and go there since I'm gonna film you. Easy. Have fun. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Anything in the world for you to have loving from my baby's eye. Oh, loving from my baby's eye. See that loving in my baby's eyes. Loving from my baby's eyes. Look up, baby, now you know damn well. Love you better than another man can tell. Love you, baby, now you know I do. Anything in the world for you to have a loving from my baby's eyes. See loving in my baby's eyes. See loving in my baby's eyes. Loving from my baby's eyes. Late at night when I take my rest. Oh, I hold your pictures to my breast. Love you, baby, now you know I do. Anything in the world for you. I have a loving from my baby's eyes. You see the loving in my baby's eyes. Have a loving from my baby's eyes. Loving from my baby's eyes. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. Mama, now you know I do. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. Do anything for you.
It's warm.
It's time to go party.
Yeah, it's time to go somewhere else before the whole mountain collapses.
I think we're gonna call it a day.
Yeah, it was a somewhat good snow up the up part, but the other couloir not as nice.
You ski how the conditions are. I guess that's how you move around the mountain.
It's a beautiful day out and hiked up a peak with Pepe. It was nice that he came along, showed us a bit more than we probably would have seen by ourselves. Found my Pyrenees, But now, Paul, what do you think?
Refuge Sabadero once again showed us that people are amazing. Our guide here today was Pepe on the snowboard. Although he didn't speak very good English and he didn't probably understand everything we said, and we didn't understand him, but still we felt like we had the common language, which was riding and hiking up and skiing down that small run we did.
Sharing the experience.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. No boundaries.
Finally time to party. We head down to a small town called Vielha. Surprisingly, we bump into our friend Chippy, who we met during the competition in Tavascan. He gladly takes us out to enjoy the night in town. As our journey reaches the end, we think of what the Pyrenees has shown us. That it's got great mountains with loads of potential, away from the crowds. But more importantly, what we realized is that the Pyrenees is a place where time stands still and virtues like good manners, friendship, and having time for one another are respected values.